With Kendrick Lamar. It's Kiss 98.5. How you doing?
What's going on, man?
Nice to catch up with you. Your album is like set to hit 1 million in sales. What does that number mean to you?
Oh man, the number means that I finally got a few people listening. Few people listening. You know, that's the whole goal and approach, man. When you're coming from a place of being an independent artist, you know, with an independent team, TDE, before we even got to a major, just having people listen, you know, being heard. You know, that's the hardest thing. So to come from, you know, just my block listening to my city listening to the whole world listening is a powerful thing.
Tell people who Kendrick Lamar is. Who is K-Dot? What do you want people to know about you as an artist and as a person?
Kendrick Lamar is you know, a kid from Compton. Represents the struggle. Represents just the act of being a human being and going through temptations in life, you know, and putting that through records. You know, so when you listen to my music, you get a whole spur of emotions, you know, because I'm human and I go through different things. So I think the best connection would be the fact that I can connect with people just being a person and a human being. That's who I am, you know, all across the board.
Lyrically, I hear some sort of traditional bragging about stuff, some fun stuff. I hear a lot of sexy singing, and then I hear a lot of kind of sensitive guy stuff. And it makes me think that maybe before you were doing this, you were more of a poet. Would that be right?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely had a lot of I like to say homework assignments where you had to put, you know, stories together and poetry together. And I was always one of them kids that did the homework right there in class, like the same day. They had to turn it in. And I remember a few times where I actually just wrote, you know, the poetry assignment right then and there, you know, and getting A's on it rather than sitting with it all week like some of the other kids. And they look at me like I'm crazy, you know. So I always had a knack for it and a gift from God from it, you know.
You seem to gravitate toward female soul singers, whether it's a sample or your vibe. Can you explain that connection?
I think that vibe comes from being in a household where we play nothing but like soul type music. My mom's played Mary J a lot, Lauryn Hill, Luther Vandross, Isley Brothers, just a lot of soul felt music. So that transpired when I started doing my music, you know, so you get a lot of rhythms and patterns and melodies in my music from that.
Let's talk about your connection with Dre. What do you do the day that you hear you're going to get signed by Dre?
Oh man, what do you do? Try to believe it. I think that's the only thing, you know, knowing that you looked up to this person for a long time and finally you're in the same seat with him. It's a great feeling, you know. It's overwhelming sometimes.
I saw the video online of the moment when you hear Jay-Z doing a little verse in "Kill the Vibe," and that smile on your face is just so natural. Do you like when an artist that maybe you've grown up listening to all of a sudden is respecting you? How does that make you feel?
Man, it's feels well accomplished, you know, to know that you put in a lot of work and to finally get some type of acknowledgement from people you consider the greatest at it. You know, it's nothing better than, you know, being competitive and the people that you're competing against or with. Now that you're on the court or on that field, you know, they respect you, you know, and that's the best feeling in the world that I have that respect from Jay-Z, you know, for him hopping on my record.
What's more important, $1 million or respect?
I think the respect go a little bit further than, you know, the money. Just off the simple fact, you can go anywhere with the respect, period. You know, so if you have the world respecting you, that means everything across the board, you know, is at your hands. You know, when you can go in these different countries and they give you this love and this support and show you these places, you know, money can't buy that.
I'm glad you brought up different countries. Have you been to Paris?
I have been to Paris.
Have you seen the Eiffel Tower?
Yes. It's inspired.
Did you kind of laugh when you saw the Eiffel Tower and say, hey, that is a big tower?
Yeah. It inspired the song for sure.
Yeah, I bet it did. Finally, I want to talk about the song Poetic Justice. A little Janet Jackson action. How'd that song come about?
My homeboy Scooterville did the record, you know, back home in LA, and he just brought the idea to me. And I sat on the song for a while till I came with the right concept and feel that I wanted. I just took it back to just the essence of, you know, using a rap form as poetry, like you said. but describing a woman or catering myself to a woman with that cadence.
And finally, what do you want to say to there's maybe two fans, like one fan that lives, eats, breathes Kendrick Lamar? What do you want to say to that fan?
I'm right there with you. I use my music as a scapegoat, to express myself. And a lot of people can't express themselves, through writing. So that fan that's listening, I'm speaking through them. I'm using, them as a vessel, So at the same time, me putting this music out, I'm right there with you. So appreciate you for listening.
And what do you want to say to a fan who's just figuring out who you are?
Keep listening. Keep listening, because there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it. When you think one thing, I'm going to hit you off with another thing, because me as a person, I just don't embody one style or one emotion. Like I said, it's more of a human feel, so you could be able to relate across the board. So in doing that, you have to listen to this music. You have to listen to each and every song.
And listen again.
Yep.
It's Kendrick Lamar on Kiss 98.5.